So let's talk topic of the show. So tonight we're gonna be predicting a Mario Kart game. That's the main idea. You know, we know a new Mario Kart game is coming. Some people say it's Mario Kart 9. Some people say it's Mario Kart X because Tour is 9. What is it actually going to be? Honestly, I have no idea. Most people seemingly don't know. So our wills and our won'ts. So we will be talking about characters. I want to talk about characters. I've got some thoughts, go through a giant list. I want to look at returning tracks. I want to talk about online. For now, I'm just going to call it online. I do have a specific idea when we actually get there. And oh boy, is this idea going to piss some people off. Yeah, I should probably be hiding in a bunker. But I'm not worried. I'm not worried. It's going to go over fine. And finally, real quickly, we'll talk about options, because there's one thing I specifically want, and I do want to mention it. Things we will not be talking about. New tracks. I don't really have any ideas for new tracks. Like, there's always stuff I want, but, there's nothing any specific. I don't have any ideas for new items. Oh, woo, a Hammer Bros hammer. Oh, a Wonder Seed thing. I don't really have any ideas for new items outside of, stuff that's in Mario Kart Tour. So I'm not going to focus on that. We're not talking vehicles today either. I just don't really care. I don't know if they're going to do the Mario Kart 8 thing. I don't know if they're going to go like some of the old Mario Karts where, certain characters can ride in certain karts like they did in DS and Wii. I don't know what we're going to do with this new Mario Kart. There are some interesting choices we've seen so far. Specifically with, Rosalina being on like a bobsled looking cart. So I don't really know where it's going to go. I don't have anything specific for that. A story mode? I want a story mode in this game. I've predicted it being open world in the past. Like, Horizon Motorsport or... Yeah, it's Forza Horizon, right? I've predicted it being like Forza Horizon. I think there's a good idea there for like a story mode, for something more interesting. The question is, will they do it? And I have no idea. I loved Mario Kart DS's story mode. I thought it was a lot of fun. I would love to see some more of that. Will we actually get that? Who knows? Who actually knows? And finally, battle mode. I'm not a good judge of battle mode. I don't really play much battle mode. Like, when Mario Kart 8 came out, yeah, I played a little bit. Or when 8 Deluxe, specifically. I didn't play Mario Kart 8's battle mode. Everyone said it was garbage. But when 8 Deluxe's battle mode got reworked, yeah, I played a little, but not that much. So I don't really have a strong stance either way on battle mode. So, if you care more about some of this stuff that I won't be talking about, I'm sure like Nathaniel Bandy or Scott the Waz, someone made a video that covers all this. I want to focus on some other things. Again, specifically online, but I don't want to give away my thesis yet. Even though, that's the third thing we're talking about. So, we've got so many returning characters. So many new characters. There is so much potential here for so many things. So, I thought the best idea, let's rank them. So many characters. This is so many characters. And I expect like 90%, let's say 90, let's be generous and say 90, will not make it into the new Mario Kart. But I think it'd be fun to give some predictions. Just some ideas, throw some stuff out there. We are not going to rank every one of these characters. Obviously. I'm only going to do the ones I care about, but I do care about a few. So let's go through them and let me give some rankings, some ideas. What do I want to see? What do I not want to see? So let's start off with the characters we know are in the game. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, Toad, Daisy, Rosalina, Donkey Kong, Wario, Koopa, Pauline, Waluigi, Birdo, all four of the babies, Toadette, Shy Guy, King Boo, and Bowser. Just in that one trailer, 10 seconds of gameplay, these are all the characters we know for sure are in the game. I'm going to put King Babam, I'm going to put him in A tier. I'm going to start off with him, because there's a thing that kind of looks like he's in the trailer, but if I'm being honest, I don't care for King Babam. I know he was in Mario Golf. I don't know why people want King Bob-omb so much, but people seemingly really... He seems to be, you know, a popular choice. I don't care about the character at all. And I don't even care about this King Boo design either. I think we've seen some, like, Thunder Bros or whatnot in the trailer. Chargin' Chuck was in Mario Golf or Mario Tennis or one of them. If he's there, he's there, but I'll be honest, I don't really care for the character. If he's not there, it's no... It doesn't matter to me. But I totally see it as a possibility. Oh, I guess I should have put... We're not talking about costumes. I'm just talking characters today. I'm not talking costumes. Kamek's an easy S tier for me. Dry Bones, easy S tier. Diddy, same thing. Funky Kong also makes S tier. He's a fan favorite. That's why I put him in S tier. He's very likable. I think he's got a very good chance. I'm putting Koopa Troopa in... Let's put Petey Piranha in S. I'm putting Winged Koopa Troopa here, or Paratroopa maybe, because, you know, you already got a Koopa, I don't need another one. I'm putting Goomba in S. I'll be honest, I'm not too attached to Goomba, but he's been in two of the three recent Mario Kart games. I'd be fine with him being there. Lakitu, I think, actually has a decent chance. Hammer Bros is whatever. I'm gonna put these... Okay, I'm gonna put those three like that. I would love to see especially after the Mario Bros movie. I think Cranky Kong makes a good fit, and I think Dixie Kong would be an even better fit. I like Dixie Kong. You know, we're playing Tropical Freeze here in a little bit. I think she's great. I think she makes a lot of sense. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep her here. I think both of these make sense, but I don't know if there's a super high likelihood of them being here. Nabbit! I'm putting Nabbit in A tier. I am amazed Nabbit wasn't in Mario Kart 8. Oh, specifically because he came back for Mario Kart Wonder, he was in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. He's kind of one of those characters, kind of like EGAD, who, like, I can very easily see the argument, but he's just kind of never been there, and it really surprises me. I don't want Peach back, but I think it's a possibility. Let's put K. Rool right next to the other Donkey Kong characters. Again, Smash Bros. Has done good. If they're making a new Donkey Kong game and K. Rool's in it, that's some good cross-promotion. I would love to see EGAD in a Mario Kart, but I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, this feels like the most... Unless the only reason Mii wouldn't come back is if they weren't bringing back Mii's. That's it. As long as Mii's are coming back in a new Mario Kart, Mii is going to be here. Rob has been... He was in Mario Kart DS. He's technically third party, though. I think it's possible, though. I don't think it's as high as some of these other characters. Personally, I would love to see Rob back. I think Rob would be a fantastic pick. I think Rob's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind... But I don't know if it's all that likely, especially with some of these other third-party characters we're getting into. Boom Boom, I think is more... I think both of these guys kind of go, like, right around here. Like, it's totally possible. Boom Boom or Pom... I swear these were in, like, Mario Kart Tour or something. They've shown up at some point, so I think anything is possible. Cappy, I think, has decent odds. I think Cappy, especially in this form... has a decent possibility. His sister Tiara, not so much. I know some people want the Brutals. I'll be honest, I've heard some people want the Brutals the same way people want the Koopalings. I don't want the Brutals. I think the Brutals are kind of generic, kind of boring. If we're getting a new Mario Kart, like Mario Odyssey 2 when they come back, sure, it's possible. But I don't actually think they're that interesting. The Koopalings, I do not want the Koopalings to come back. I do not care for the Koopalings. There was a period of time, specifically when Mario Kart 8 released in like 2014, where the Koopalings felt so oversaturated. People were so sick and bored of the Koopalings. I don't see it. I just cannot see it. So, it's possible they come back. You know, they're still relevant enough. I think how I'm structuring this list so far, I think all the Koopalings go in A tier because they've been in a Mario Kart game. But I definitely feel like the Koopaling's popularity has waned a lot since then. This is the character from Mario Wonder. I'm not gonna put him in A tier, but I'm gonna put him right there next to Cappy. I think our little caterpillar prince here, whose name I cannot remember right now, Prince Florian? I think Prince Florian has a decent chance of making it in. Kart. Plessy will be in the game as a kart. There will be a Plessy themed kart. I'm gonna call that one right now. It's gonna be a motorcycle like the Yoshi cycle. I totally think that's a possibility. I think Galoomba could totally be a costume for Goomba if Goomba's in the game. I think Sniffit could totally be a costume for Shy Guy. I don't hate Polterpup. Polterpup and Poochie I think are both totally possible. I think Poochie's just got better odds. Gooigi would make a good costume. So would this Paint Mario. So would this. I think Jaxie would make a cool kart, like the Teddy Buggy, but a Jaxie. I think that'd be cool. Just for the memes. That would be funny. I'm putting Talk 2 in meme percent. You know, he's got his own percent. Anything's possible. I'd be fine if Ashley made an addition, but I just don't see it. I just don't think it's that likely. So this is our list so far. I tried to stick with Mario adjacent stuff, you know, Captain Toad, Luigi's Mansion, Wario, Donkey Kong, where, you know, we're basically just one step removed, or, you know, they've been in a previous Mario Kart game. Some of the obvious ones I want to get out of the way when it comes to third-party stuff. Our boy Link here, I'm gonna put Link, Isabelle, in both the villagers and both the Ink. I'm just gonna move one of the villagers, but it represents both, because, you know, this list is starting to get so big. I think Nintendo's big four is Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Splatoon. I think all four of these characters have a very high likelihood of making it back. Right below them, I'm going to use this Zelda, because I don't think there's a Zelda elsewhere on this list. I think Zelda has a very good chance of making it in. If Link makes it in, Zelda's making it in. So let's just say Zelda's right there. And I'm going to do the same thing for the Octarians from Splatoon. Like, if the Inkling makes it in, I think there's a good chance the Octolings make it in as well. Pac-Man's a complicated one, because Pac-Man has been in a previous Mario Kart game, but specifically the arcade one. But I think anything is possible. Captain Falcon here, I think would make a perfect fit. You know, he's got 2 tracks in Mario Kart 8. He's a Mii costume in Mario Kart 8. But I don't know if he's 100% go, but I want him to be. I think he would be a perfect fit. Same thing with Samus. I know Samus isn't the biggest Nintendo character, and that in Japan they don't really care about Metroid. But Metroid, you know, they're pushing Metroid Prime 4. Putting Samus in the game would be a big deal. I really want Kirby. I honestly think Kirby would be a perfect fit in Mario Kart. Ever since Rosalina's reveal trailer in Smash Bros. Back in what, like 2014, 2013? They teased Kirby in Mario Kart. And then they just put in Link in, you know, Link in the Villagers. Pikachu I'm also putting around here. I think Pikachu is a great thing. Yes, Nintendo owns part of the Pokemon company. They can use Pikachu if they want. It's not... Yeah, some people make it sound like, oh, the Pokemon company is so restricted with their IP. I know Pikachu is one of the only amiibos not to have an amiibo costume in Mario Kart 8. Because a lot of these other characters did. I still think Pikachu's got a good shot. I know Sonic has a new racing game coming out later this year. I know we played it. I think Sonic's got a decent chance. We don't get Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games anymore. Sonic had a Mii costume in Mario Kart 8. I think it is totally possible. I did not see Mega Man on this list. I put Mega Man in the exact same spot. I'm going to put Banjo-Kazooie a row below, Banjo-Kazooie makes perfect sense. I also wouldn't mind seeing any other Microsoft character. If Steve shows up here and they give him a literal minecart to ride in, I think that would be fun. Because if you notice, right, all these high tiers are mostly Mario characters. Do I think there's going to be some non-Mario characters in here? Yes. I do think there is a good chance that, some of the Koopalings are going to get cut. If like Diddy Kong or Funky Kong or Lakitu or Petey don't make it into this one, I'm sadly not going to be too surprised. Because we like to think that it's like Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Builds on its character roster with every game. At least probably until the next one. Mario Kart doesn't do that. Mario Kart outside, they do the important characters, but then they kind of pull back. Actually, it's kind of weird that Birdo wasn't in 8 at launch. But right, they do the important ones, they pull back. So I could see them getting some cuts. And if at launch the game doesn't have its all first Mario Kart characters, no other Nintendo games, I think that is totally possible. But I think, maybe they do DLC around Nintendo characters. Maybe that's where we get Kirby, Rob, Pac-Man, Sonic. I think it's possible. While Mario Kart cannot replace Smash Bros. When it comes to what type of game it is, when it comes to character announcements and building that level of hype. Because, when a Smash Bros. Game is announced, you sit down for a Nintendo Direct, and you know exactly what to expect. When a Smash Bros. Game is that you're gonna see a trailer with a new Smash Bros. Character, and it's gonna be cool. That's what you come to expect when Smash Bros. Games have been announced. And imagine if I could see Nintendo trying to recapture that hype with Mario games, with Mario Kart specifically. That when a new Mario Kart is announced, you get excited to know, oh, what's the new character they're gonna add this time? Is this the one where we finally get Pikachu? Are we gonna get Sonic? That would be cool. I totally think anything is possible. This is my list. It's a lot of characters. Again, this template has 182 images. I left probably half. I think I put 100 on here. I'm not actually going to count them. But I think anything is possible. I want Nintendo to branch out from just doing Mario characters. Because, we're when you're getting to the point where you have to do Goomba and Charge and Chuck and Pom Pom and Bam Bam, you're kind of running low on ideas here. And that's where you have all these great Nintendo characters that fill in those gaps perfectly. It's just a question of, will Nintendo do it? But I'm gonna guess we're at, out of everything here, right, from S tier all the way down to C tier, we will at most get a third of this. And that's kind of saying a lot, because 8 of these spots are Koopalings, 5 of these spots are Brutals. It's not very likely, but it is possible. Let's talk about returning tracks. So there are a lot of tracks that have been in previous Mario Kart games, and I think some of them are, I think we're gonna obviously get returning tracks, probably, unless it's completely open world and, things are different. We're gonna get returning tracks. I think Donut Plains 2 is a super simple track to get us started. I want Maka Woohoo to be in one of these. I think Maka Woohoo, or Woohoo Island, would make a good track, and I want it to be in one of these. But I don't want to throw too many DS tracks on here. I think Toad's Factory is an easy one to get us started. Let's throw Piranha Plant Pipeline. This is the one track from Mario Kart Tour that didn't make it into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and its Booster Course Pass. I totally think it can make it in here. So I'm going to put that one in there. Wario Coliseum, there we go. I'm going to throw Wario Coliseum here at the end. I think, those got some more interest. I can't remember where Sunshine Airport is. I want to say it's a 3rd tier track right next to Electrodrome. So that's why I'm putting it there. I think Electrodrome would also be a decent one to come back. But it's going to be one of these. Mushroom City is a beloved game. Actually, wait, we can't. Oh, shit. Which one would I rather have back, Wario Coliseum or Mushroom City? Mushroom City is, if you've ever played the Double Dash, it's an interesting track because it like goes in multiple sections, kind of like, you know, that Yoshi track that people love. It's kind of like that, where it breaks off into multiple routes, and I think that's an interesting concept for a track. That again, I really do like Yoshi Wildlife Reserve, whatever the track's name is called. It's a good track, and so I think the idea of something like that coming back would be good. Here's my complication, is I think Wario Coliseum would be a good track. But I also think that of all the Rainbow Roads, of which there is Rainbow Road on GameCube, Rainbow Road on DS, and Rainbow Road on GPA, I think the most likely Rainbow Road to come back is this one. Rainbow Road on GameCube, I feel like it's the least loved Rainbow Road. Like, yeah, this one's famous for having a loop, and, you know, the loop is cool, and then Mario Kart 8 came around and kind of, you know, the loop didn't matter anymore. And this one, the whole gimmick of Rainbow Road GBA is that all the sides are trickable, and, like, that's interesting, but I don't actually think it's that good of a track. Here it is, DS Bowser's Castle. This is a track I'm amazed wasn't in the Booster Course Pass for 8. Because this one's famous for having, like, the spinning barrel. When I think of Bowser's Castle, DS Bowser's Castle is the first one I think of. I think it should be the one to come back. If you're picking a Bowser's Castle, that should be the one. What other kart do I want? I'm between Shy Guy Falls and Mount Wario. I think they're both good, interesting tracks that, you know, they have fun. Electrodrome's also totally possible. So is Dragon Driftway. Let's put Electrodrome in here. And then let's put Shy Guy Falls in here. I like Shy Guy Falls. Electrodrome's also a cool track. Bowser's Castle 2 on SNES. It has like this, famously, it has like a dead end. Terrible level design. But I feel like that has potential to like use that dead end, do something interesting with it, make a split in the path. I could see that one being really good. If they don't bring back any Wii U courses, I will in no way be surprised. There's a part of me that wants to say that that's the right call, but I don't hate. See, here's the thing: the courses I want to come back are on here. I want Toad's Factory to come back. I want Mushroom City. I want Wahoo Loop. I want Wario Stadium to come back. And there's even some courses on here that I wouldn't mind. Is it Toad's Turnpike? Is that the one where you can climb up the bridge? I think it was a GameCube course that was later remade on the DS. And on the DS version, you can't like ride up on top of the bridge. That would be a course I would be fine with coming back, as long as you can ride up the bridge again, because I have fond memories of that one. So that's just my slap together list. I honestly, if it wasn't obvious, I kind of just made it all up at the spot. I don't hate it. I do not hate this list, but I definitely feel like we could have done better. But I need to replay some of those a lot of the SNES and GameCube course or Game Boy courses just kind of blend together for me. I said we'd get to the controversial part of the show. So let's get to the controversial part of the show. The Splatoonification of Mario Kart. Mario Kart, well, yes, it is, you know, a racing game where you play with your friends, you can play online, you can have a good time in Mario Kart with anybody. But in the modern era of gaming, a lot of things have changed. The way people look at online games, the way people play online games is very different nowadays. And I feel like if Nintendo is going to try to adapt that into Mario Kart, I could see them taking implementing some ideas from Splatoon and working those into Mario Kart. And these are not going to be popular opinions, by the way. Some people are really going to hate this. But I think it is totally possible. I think we can totally see the Splatoonification of Mario Kart. Splatoon is obviously not the only game that does this. Even Nintendo themselves have experimented with these ideas in other games, you know, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, ARMS. They've messed around with ideas like these. But I'm using Splatoon because I think Splatoon, over its 3 games, has had some time to get this right. So what am I talking about? Well, you know how when you play an online game in Mario Kart 8, after each race, depending on how well you did, you get points, right? As you can see in this example image here, the person in first place got 27 points, whereas the person in last place got -5. How were these scores determined? I have no idea. Currently, in Mario Kart, these scores mean nothing. Like, yeah, sure, you can go online, you can see whatever your global power ranking is. These don't mean anything. These are just personal scores that people keep track of. So, I think it's totally possible that Mario Kart's going to instead... these scores are probably still going to exist, but they're going to exist differently. Because I think Nintendo's going to implement a feature that is a battle pass. Or, in Splatoon case, a catalog. I think it is totally possible that in the next Mario Kart, when you play an online game, you're going to get experience, points, levels, global power ranking that contribute towards a catalog. And as you level up your catalog, you unlock new items, new characters. Maybe not new I want them to have all of the characters, all the carts, all that jazz there at launch. I don't want them to have anything that, hey, you can't already get in the game, not in the game at launch. I want them to start you off with every cart part, maybe not every cart part, but I want those to be easy to unlock. I don't want because I'll be honest, I hate the coin system in Mario Kart 8 as it currently exists. You have to get 3,100 coins? I think it's 3,100 to unlock every cart part. You get every character at the start, but it takes forever to get every cart part. So I could totally see Nintendo just being like, nope, instead of doing coins and whatnot, we're gonna put it all behind a battle pass. And maybe there's like 2 battle passes. There's a general battle pass that you just get for playing the game, and if you complete the general battle pass, you unlock every character, every cart part, and a variety of like stickers and Mii costumes. And then they do seasonal battle passes, where as you play through the seasonal battle pass, you unlock seasonal items. Like here, you know, we have Reindeer Yoshi hat, you know, which is a costume you get for a character. Maybe you get a Santa Mario sticker. We'll talk more about stickers in a minute. Maybe you get a Mii Fighter costume. Or, a Mii costume. I think all of this stuff is totally possible. And then, right, like you have the Rosalina here, maybe when you get high enough in the seasonal battle pass, it unlocks special costumes for characters. Like, Mii costumes are just kind of generic little things. But character costumes, those are a big deal. Now, this is Nintendo, so you will most likely not have to pay extra money for that battle pass. In Splatoon 3, they gave 2 years of battle passes. I think they did 8 of them over the course of 2 years. You did not have to pay any extra money. This is not going to work like a Fortnite battle pass where you have to shell out, what, like 10 to 15 bucks every few weeks, every few months to get the new battle pass. No, this is just going to be a thing that's in the game that rolls over every season. I totally see that within the realm of possibility. I am 99% certain this is going to happen. I've seen nobody else suggest this, mind you. And I could totally see this getting me crucified. I know some people here, Mario Kart has a battle pass, and that scares the shit out of them. But I think it is totally possible that we get a battle pass. Every online game works like this, including other online games made by Nintendo. So I'm calling it right now. This is the future of Mario Kart Online. Another idea? In Splatoon, we have lockers. You can go in, you can see your locker, And you get all these customization options. You can put stickers, you can put your gear, you can buy clothing. Basically anything you want in your locker, you can put in your locker. It doesn't really do anything. It's purely aesthetic. It's purely for the player to show off. But it's a pretty fun idea. I like using the locker. Just to kind of see what other people have. People make jokes out of it. So what if in the new Mario Kart, you get to build your own garage? What if every player has their own custom garage where you can come in, you can build it, and if you play through the story mode, you unlock different trophies, and there's a place where you can display your trophies in your garage. Maybe you unlock stickers, and you can put stickers up. You unlock new kart parts. Maybe other people can come visit your garage, and your character will be hanging out in the garage. Maybe, you'll have custom karts that are there. Maybe you can set up some preset karts where it's quick, easy, especially if kart customization is back. Presets would actually be a nice option. People for Splatoon 4 want you to have your own apartment, basically going from the locker to the next evolution, which is you owning an apartment. And I think that's a great idea. And I think here in Mario Kart, being able to build your own garage also has a lot of potential. Customize it how you like, change the color schemes, change the patterns. Another idea I had is when you play an online game, as the match is loading, it pops up every player's name. It tells you the country they're from and their point totals. This is just a generic menu. You don't really do much with this, but there is an idea I had. What if you can create your own license plate? Splatoon has a thing called splash tags, where you can create your own custom splash tag. It's got the player's name, it's got a title, and a character code. I'm not exactly sure what the code is. But what if instead of splash tags, you have a license plate? You're able to create your own custom license plate. There, as you go through the catalog, you unlock new ones. You unlock little, the nicknames, just like in Splatoon. Because I know Splatoon is not the only Nintendo game to use this nickname system. It's Animal Crossing, duh. Admittedly, Animal Crossing and Splatoon are made by the same developers, so that's why. But yeah, what if you can create your own license plate? Maybe it displays on the back of the car. So when you're in a match, at the very back of the car, you can see your little license plate. It shows up in the loading menu. I think that would be a fun idea. You can have a lot of creative little, creative color palettes. And there's some generic ones the game starts off with, but as you play more of the game, you can get them in the season pass, you can get them for playing different modes, doing different things. Mario Kart DS, you can create your own custom emblem on the front of the car. This is kind of a weaker version of that, because it's a little bit more restrictive, but I feel like there's a lot of potential here. Those are 3 elements from Splatoon that I think are going to make it into Mario Kart. I don't want to say it's inevitable. It isn't. But with the way online games work nowadays, and the way Nintendo... Admittedly, I know Splatoon and Animal Crossing aren't perfect examples, because they're both made by the same developer, EDP5, or Production Group Number 5. That makes Splatoon, they make Animal Crossing. But I could Nintendo shares stuff through its, different studios and whatnot all the time. I could totally see these features making it into Mario Kart. Because these 3 things are way more interesting than this. They're more creative. They're more interesting. They're more fun. And that's what Nintendo cares about. That's what I think about all this stuff. Everything we've talked about right now with the Splatoonification of Mario Kart. Okay, besides for maybe a battle pass, because admittedly battle passes can be very grindy, the rest of this stuff just sounds fun. Is it my number 1 priority in Mario Kart? Probably not, but it'd be fun. So I could totally see it happening. That's the Splatoonification of Mario Kart. Next up, let's talk about options. So in an update to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they had the idea of, hey, let's go in and let's allow the players to customize which items can be used. So you can see here, right, they turned off some, they've turned on others. I think this was a fantastic feature. But in my opinion, it didn't go far enough. I think Nintendo in Mario Kart needs more customization. There's some obvious ones, right? I think customizing the music would be a great idea. I would love to see, just at the beginning of each track, they have a giant music library. You can pick whichever track you like. That'd be a lot of fun. I like the idea of making playlists. Because in Mario Kart, you can either do Grand Prix or you can do Versus. And, on both of them, you can play whichever tracks you like. But I like the idea of you being able to make your own custom playlist that will play the tracks in a specific order. So let's say I want to make a track that's like, it's Wario's Gold Mine, or not, Mount Wario. It's Mount Wario. It's Big Blue. It's N64 Rainbow Road. All the tracks that are one giant lap, and just that's the custom playlist. Oh, hey, here's a custom playlist that is every returning track from Mario Kart DS. I feel like that would have a lot of potential, allow us to put 100 tracks in the track order, maybe allow us to repeat tracks. So if someone wants to do, and maybe you can shuffle them. I could see someone doing Russian roulette, where it's 99 Mario circuits, 1 Rainbow Road. I also want the customization to determine track lengths. So far in Mario Kart 8, it's whatever the game tells you. Some tracks like Mount Wario, right, you start at the top of the mountain, you end at the bottom of the mountain. That's why the track ends. But in some cars, like N64 Rainbow Road, it's a 3-lap track, but you end off where you started. You could do another 3 laps easily. And that's why I think it'd be cool if you could customize how many laps you do. Baby Park, 100 laps, blue shells only? That sounds like a nightmare. But I think that'd be a lot of fun. There's a rule that I've learned from Mark Brown, which is the idea that developers have the right to make a game however they want, but players have the right to play the game however they choose. And stuff like options, like item customization here, is the perfect balance between those two philosophies. So being able to customize which tracks you're playing, how many laps of each track you're doing, which items you're using, which music you get to listen to, that is the distillation of these concepts. And that's why I want them to expand the options. I think there's so much potential here. They just have to do it. So yeah, that's my Mario Kart predictions. That's the end. That's all I got. Admittedly, again, I think the Battle Pass thing is going to be controversial for some people. But I see, as long as they don't make it too grindy, because it gets people into replayability. I hope the game does DLC again. Mario, I don't think this is a controversial take. Mario Kart 8's DLC is some of the best DLC of all time. Basically doubling the amount of tracks in the game for $30 is unheard of. That is such a wild amount of DLC. Usually it's 4 new cups, 4 retro cups. I feel like at a minimum, that's the minimum they could do, but I'd actually be kind of disappointed if they didn't do 6 and 6. I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of set the new standard of 6 new cups, 6 retro cups. And then if they want to do paid DLC after that, I'd be all for it. If this game has 2 years of free updates with season passes, with new customization, new characters being added, and a paid DLC that doubles the amount of courses, that sounds amazing. I know there's part of it that's like, oh, you're just recreating Mario Kart 8 again. And in some ways I kind of am. But Mario Kart 8's one of the best games of all time. And if they just kind of want to do that again, but with a fresh coat of paint, a new gimmick, 24 racers, that sounds great to me, actually.